What's going on, fellow fixers? My name is Jeremy, and I like to fix stuff. Now, if you've been watching this channel for any period of time, you probably recognize something different about this truck, and that is that I got a topper, camper, cap, whatever you want to call it. Now, the thing is about this is it comes with one of these third tail lights, I guess they call it. The other thing is that it comes with a dome light right up here. So in today's video, I'm going to show you how to wire it up. Alright, so here's the deal with the way that this works. Alright, so there's 4 wires here. These 2 thicker wires go to the dome light. These 2 smaller wires go to the third tail light. Now, I obviously could hardwire all of these, but I don't want to do that. I want to make it real simple if I ever want to take it off. So I'm going to actually put one of these connectors on here. I'll have a connector here, and then I'll have a connector coming out of the back here to plug into the truck. Alright, so there's a couple of different ways that people do this. Some people pop this tail light off and actually wire directly into the blinker light here, which is actually a blinker and a brake light. The problem with that is every time you turn the blinker on, your third tail light's going to flash. Now, there's supposedly a module you can get that somehow cancels it out, detects, but I don't want to go that route. This is an 06 F150. Now, if you come up here to the driver's side, on the driver's side, there's a clump of wires behind this. If you pop it off right here, it'll give you access to all of it. Now, up top here, you notice there's this light green wire. This is actually a brake light wire, and so we're going to tap into this. This is actually for the cap. Why they put it way up here and not in the back, I don't know. So we're going to fish this wire all the way back to the back so that we can connect it. All right, now as far as the dome light goes, there's a couple of different ways we could do it. We could wire it directly to the battery, and that would work just fine. You'd be able to flip that switch on anytime you want, and you'd be able to use it. What I don't like about that is if I forget that it's on, or, you know, I got small kids, I get a young little child and they're playing and they flip that on and never turn it off, well, it could drain the battery. So what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to tap into the dome light wire, and the dome light wire comes on when you open a door, and once you do that, it stays on for a period of time. I don't know if it's 30 seconds or a minute or 2 minutes. I don't know what the time frame is, and then it goes off. And so the good thing about that is I can, if I forget to leave that light on, I may actually leave it on all the time. Every time I open the door and shut the door, I'll have that light on in there. The best part about it is that if I forget to leave it on, it won't matter because it'll go off. All right, so that wire is actually right here. It's a light green wire with an orange stripe on it. Now, this is a extended cab. My understanding is for the super cabs on this model, 04 to 08, it's actually a different color wire. I believe it's blue with a stripe of some sort, but this is mine. And so I don't know if I'm going to try to pull this back and find it and tap into it back here somewhere, or I can actually go, see if I can show you, through this boot right here, and there's a little strip on the side of the door that I can tap into it right there. So either way, that's how I'm going to do it. Let's go ahead and get started. All right, so what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to take this connector and I cut off the other side of it. This was just a little 1-foot extension. And I'm going to take these wires. Like I said, I've got 4 wires, 2 reds and 2 blacks. The blacks are just my ground, so I can actually couple them together and connect to this white wire, which is actually my ground. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and attach the ground to this white wire, and then I'm going to go ahead and put the red, one on this green wire and one on the yellow wire. All right, and then I will eventually zip tie all these and make them nice and clean, but you get the gist. Now I have a connector. All right, so like an idiot, I put the wrong connector on because I thought this one was double-ended, and it is not. So I guess what I'm going to do is try to attach some connectors to the end of these, which are really small, so that I can use all of this excess wire and have this on the other end of it. I could put it up here on this side, but then I'd have a really small connector way up here, and I don't want that. So this way, if I can attach it to those wires, and I basically only get one chance, otherwise I'm gonna have to go buy a new end. All right, so it's not pretty, but I think it's gonna work. This will connect directly to here, and then I will attach these wires to here. All right, so it's not real pretty, but I have my connector now. Again, white is going to be my ground, green is going to be the dome light, and yellow is going to be the third brake light. All right, so the way that I'm going to fish these, I actually got this wire protector wrap. Comes in 10-foot lengths. I got 20 feet just to make sure that I have enough. And what we're going to do, there's a hole right back here, if you can see that. And so we're going to fish the wires through there, and I'm going to go ahead and take this tail light off so that we can access them that way. It's a pretty straightforward process. There's just two 8mm bolts we're going to take out. And when you do that, this tail light's just going to pop out. Just going to let it hang. Go ahead and even up these wires and tape them, so that's easier to fish them through. And I'm just going to go ahead and feed it down through this hole. Hopefully it'll come out on the other side somewhere. Alright, so you can see here they just come on down. And what I'll actually do, I'm not going to do that right this second, but this white wire, we're going to actually drill into here to give it a ground connection, and the other wires we'll go ahead and pull through. Alright, so before I go ahead and start pulling the wires, I went ahead and zip tied these to this bracket, because I did not want to accidentally pull too much and pull that wire through or not give it enough slack. So I'm going to go ahead and fish that wire up to the front by the driver's door, and then I will show you where I'm at. One of these jump packs makes it incredibly easy to test, because I can plug just this negative wire to the negative terminal, and the yellow wire to the positive, which turns on the third brake light. So I can assure that this definitely is the third brake light wire, and this is definitely the dome wire. So then I know what wires to connect up underneath there to make it all come together. All right, and to get into the wires in the door pan, now granted I have plastic floors, I don't have carpeted, but I believe it's the same. You just pull this piece back, and I just tuck it underneath the seat belt here. Here's all those wires. They go down through this boot right here, and this is the actual spreader light or dome light wire right here. So I'm probably going to go ahead and feed that wire through this boot and then attach it right here to this wire. Alright, so this was a little tricky. What I used was a big 10-penny nail and just poked from the bottom up and sort of pushed the wire through with the nail through the hole that I made. So it took me a couple tries, but came through pretty well, and now it's definitely watertight. Alright, so this is a connector I'm going to use in here, because I can feed a wire through the inside and then put my new wire on the outside and connect it, and it will join them without having to actually cut the existing green wire and splice it. Alright, so this ground wire, I just went ahead and put a ring connector on it and used a self-tapping screw to just attach it to the frame of the truck. And now everything is wired up. Dome light is working, and it will eventually go off. Tail light will just push back in, put 2 screws in, and I'll show you the finished product underneath. So you can see here, if I can get it to show up, this is the 2 wires inside this wire connector, and it just goes back over that way and then up into that corner behind the tail light. And all I did was just take it up along the frame and zip tie it, and then zip tie it to the existing coil of wires. Go all the way up front. And up here you can see where that yellow wire is attached to the brake light wire. This green wire goes up through that rubber boot up into the inside of the cab. I'll just reattach this. All right, so just like that, we have the cap all hooked up. We have the brake lights working. We have the dome light working. I don't have to worry about it killing or draining the battery. And that's it. Thanks so much for watching this video. I put together a playlist of all of the F-150 04 to 08 repairs that I've done on this truck. You can go check that out over there. I'll see you over there. And as always, get out there and fix something. I will see you on the next video.